One guy you worked with recently, who's a current WWE superstar who's kind of forayed into acting, is The Miz. And The Miz recently starred in The Marine 3. You starred with him, did some work with him. What was it like working with Mike Mizanin?
He was a really nice guy, man. Again, a dude that he's main event of WrestleMania, so you could possibly see a guy like that being a bit cocky. Man, I obviously don't think everybody's gimmick is the same as real life, but sometimes there's some overlap there, and I was prepared for a little bit of ego and a little bit of attitude, and nothing could have been further from the truth. He was so, I think he was kind of happy to be sitting in one place for a while too, because wrestlers have such a peripatetic lifestyle; they're all over the place all the time, and he got to stay in the same place for a month and shoot this movie. So he was nice to everybody. Same as Steve. It's nice when the number one on the call sheet is a guy like that because it puts everybody else in a good mood. They kind of set the tone for the whole rest of the production. And in the case of both Steve and Mike, when you got those guys at the top of the call sheet, then you're going to have a good time.
What do you think WWE needs to do to legitimize him again and make him get taken seriously as opposed to just being a guy that wrestles Wade Barrett and having not that many people care?
What they need to do is what they need to do with a lot of people, and that's stop micromanaging the wrestlers. I desperately miss the days when you let a guy fall into his own gimmick. I mentioned the Death Wolf gimmick. The reason that gimmick was over in the places that it was over is because I invented it. I found it to be a good fit for myself. I developed it, and I decided what that character was going to do and say. And WWE wrestlers don't have that option anymore. Everything's scripted for them. They're told which way their character is going to go instead of the promoter looking at which way the wind's blowing with that character and how they're being received. It seems that they just decide one day. The creative team goes, okay, now it's time to turn this guy, or now it's time for this guy to do that. And in Mizanin's case, I always found him to be the most effective as kind of the bratty, borderline, cowardly, snotty little pain-in-the-ass guy that you want to punch in the face. Even though he's not a small guy, he's kind of got that vibe about him of that jerk in high school that used to instigate fights between other people and hide behind the big bully. And in Miz's case, even when he was main eventing WrestleMania, I don't think they were effectively using him. They're trying to play him off as this tough guy that can go blow for blow with John Cena. I don't think that was the most effective use of him either. And especially as a babyface, when you send Ric Flair in there with him and say, okay, everybody, you're going to look at him like you look at me, and I'm going to give him my finishing hold. That's hanging an albatross around the guy's neck, man. That's just giving him the kiss of death right there. You can't force that kind of thing. And that's the problem with Miz. They're just trying to force too many things on him that I don't think fit him, as well as if you just wound the guy up and let him run, I think he'd do a great job.